Karoline Leavitt is quickly becoming a major problem for the mainstream media. Even though she's new to the job, she's already proving to be a strong and fearless voice as Trump's press secretary, giving sharp and bold responses that the press clearly isn't used to. With a mix of solid facts, unshakable confidence, and calm delivery, she's tearing apart their narratives with ease, often leaving reporters surprised and struggling to respond. Today, we're looking at some of her most unforgettable moments, powerful takedowns that left the media completely speechless. Trust me, you won't want to miss this, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos like this.
I will say it's very easy to speak truth from this podium when you have a president who is implementing policies that are wildly popular with the American people, and that's exactly what this administration is doing. It's correcting the lies and the wrongs of the past 4 years, many of the lies that have been told to your faces in this very briefing room. I will not do that. But since you brought up Truth Seek, I would like to point out, while I vowed to provide the truth from this podium, we ask that all of you in this room hold yourselves to that same standard. We know for a fact there have been lies that have been pushed by many legacy media outlets in this country about this president, about his family, and we will not accept that. We will call you out when we feel that your reporting is wrong or there is misinformation about this White House.
Just 10 minutes into her very first briefing as White House press secretary, it was obvious that Karoline Leavitt wasn't there to mess around. At only 27 years old, she's already making history as the youngest press secretary under Trump, earning the role because of her standout work as a powerful communicator during his third campaign. Her background is equally impressive. Karoline studied communications and political science at St. Anselm College, a Catholic school in her home state of New Hampshire. After graduating, she built her skills as an assistant press secretary for Kayleigh McEnany, where she helped prepare for tough briefings and directly challenged the biased mainstream media. On top of that, she even ran for Congress in 2022, beating a Rhino opponent to win the Republican nomination before eventually losing to the Democrat incumbent. A truly remarkable achievement that shows how strong and determined she is in the world of politics.
As we're dealing with anti-DEI, anti-woke efforts, we understand this administration is thinking about celebrating Black History Month. Have you got any word on that? Anything that you can offer to us?
As far as I know, this White House certainly still intends to celebrate, and we will continue to celebrate American history and the contributions that all Americans, regardless of race, religion, or creed, have made to our great country, and America is back.
Karoline had already handled 2 press briefings where reporters kept firing nonstop questions about DEI programs, acting like it was the only issue that mattered. But in one powerful moment, her response reminded many of Morgan Freeman's famous critique, when he said, "Black History Month is an insult, you're going to relegate my history to a month?" Freeman has also pointed out that Black history is American history, a message that's both timeless and deeply relevant today. And it's refreshing to see Karoline standing strong with a similar mindset, pushing back against the usual woke narratives. No matter how hard reporters tried to trap her with tricky questions or new angles, she didn't back down for a second. She stayed calm, confident, and firm, proving that she's fully prepared to take on even the toughest challenges without hesitation.
The president has made it very clear that this is a common sense solution to solving some of the problems that we have seen at the Federal Aviation Administration and also when it comes to many of the federal agencies across our government. People should not be hired based on their disabilities, based on their skin color, their gender, their race. None of that matters. What matters to this president and this administration is how well you can do your job, and the American people agree with that sentiment. So it's about competence, skill, and merit. And so the president is focused on ensuring that the most competent individuals, the best and the brightest in this country, are in positions in this federal government, especially when it comes to public safety.
I'm not about to dive into conspiracy theories about the recent airplane incidents like Philip DeFranco might, but what Karoline said here was just plain common sense, something the woke media often struggles to accept. Instead of promoting personal responsibility and encouraging people to improve their lives, regardless of disability, they stay stuck in a victimhood mindset. The truth is simple. If you're qualified for the job, you deserve the opportunity. Just look at Stephen Hawking. He was disabled but still made some of the most groundbreaking contributions in theoretical physics and earned his place as one of the greatest minds in history. The media kept bringing up the same questions over and over until Karoline finally had enough and shut them down for good.
That's unacceptable. And I think just to put a fine point on this, because this is the third or fourth question I've answered on this subject, when you are flying on an airplane with your loved ones, which every one of us in this room has, do you pray that your plane lands safely and gets you to your destination, or do you pray that the pilot has a certain skin color? I think we all know the answer to that question, and as President Trump said yesterday, it's common sense.
Amen to that. What's truly ironic is that Joy Behar actually had the nerve to say Karoline only got the job because she's a 10 in Trump's book, but honestly, I'd say the same thing, and it's not being sexist. It's just jealousy, plain and simple. Joy can't even come close to matching Karoline's intelligence, sharp thinking, and confident delivery, no matter how hard she tries. And let's be honest, Karoline is absolutely stunning too. Meanwhile, Joy can barely get through a sentence without tripping over her own contradictions. Karoline showed that same calm confidence on Good Morning America, where she completely shut down a reporter's loaded question in just a few seconds, proving once again just how talented and composed she truly is.
Look, we want people to return to work. We have beautiful federal office buildings here in Washington, D.C. that American taxpayers are paying for. They should be used. That's what the American people deserve.
But is there any concern that we risk losing people with years of experience like doctors and let's say scientists?
Well, most doctors who work in actual hospitals and medical institutions have to show up to the office. We know that employees are more productive and more efficient when they are working in an in-office environment, and that's what this administration expects, and I think that's what American taxpayers expect. Don't forget, it's the American people who are funding this government, and they deserve people who are actually showing up to work on their behalf.
Watching any clip of Karoline feels like seeing a non-stop wave of truth bombs hitting one after another. And it's not just the media feeling the heat. Her influence goes way beyond the press room. As she wrapped up her very first press briefing, she made sure to deliver a few perfectly timed shots at Joe Biden. And let's just say it was absolutely thrilling to witness.
It is a good question, April. So look, the president, as you know, is incredibly accessible. First day here, he wanted all of you in the Oval Office. You got a 60-minute press conference with the leader of the free world while he was simultaneously signing executive orders. I may add, that's pretty impressive. I don't think the previous office holder would be able to pull such a thing off. So look, the president is the best spokesperson that this White House has, and I can assure you that you will be hearing from both him and me as much as possible.
Shots fired, and honestly, it's only been a few days since Trump took office, but it already feels like a lifetime packed into a blink with how fast and intense everything's moving. Craig Shirley, a veteran consultant who worked with Bush Sr., said it best. Politics, motion, and Donald Trump is a study in motion. It's a nonstop whirlwind of energy and change, and right at the center of it is Karoline Leavitt, standing strong with precision and fire. I'd really love to hear what you think about all this. So let's get the conversation going in the comments. Drop your thoughts, your questions, your takes. I want to see it all. And if you have friends who value independent thinking and honest reporting, make sure to share this video with them and help us grow a community that stands for truth and clarity in today's chaotic media world. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.